Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Welcome, one and all to the coach's desk. This is your host, Coach Minzy, and we're here to have a good time. Welcome to the persons on Facebook. Welcome to my viewers and subscribers. Thank you very much for tuning in. We really appreciate you being here, and we're up for a good time on this show tonight. So, this video is brought to you by Denver and the Mango Tree. Yes, this is a book for your children, for your grandchildren, for your niece, for your nephews. Yes, and they would have to fall between the ages 5 through to 9. So check it out, people. It is available on Amazon. Please go and check it out and support. This book was written by Jody and Francis, a Jamaican. The illustrator is also a Jamaican, and his name is Wayne Carnegie. Please go and support our very own. So, people, how is everybody doing? Yeah, man, trusting that you're well and you are doing all right. Yeah, man, give thanks and praise that we're here another day, another night on the preview show. And as you can see in the title, Bailey and JFF are good, or are they? Yeah. Germany and Belgium out. Spain, Morocco, Japan in. Yep. Big up yourself, Roderick Sharp, one of our loyal supporters. Big up yourself. Thanks very much for tuning in. So, yeah, man, we're here to talk about Bala. You know, this story has sparked a whole lot of controversies throughout this week. The interview, a viral interview that was done by Bala, and it was done on it was done on Let's Be Honest podcast. Yeah, man, Jay Frey and his team there pulling off that interview, and it sparked, like I said, a whole lot of controversy throughout this week. And from what we have understand and learned is that manage, yeah, man, that's what them call Roy Simpson. You understand that, you know, some contact was made and they seem to have, you know, brushed aside. We call it a slap on the wrist. So it's nothing serious, but I mean, some misunderstanding. And you see what Neo explained yesterday, I think it was down that trajectory that it could be a case. And when we said last night, you know, people were saying that, you know, we don't believe with the JFF, whatever, they deliberately do it. I think V Not was one of the persons who were saying that they deliberately did it. Yeah. But owing to from the information that we got is that it seems as if it was done, but not on a deliberate sort of situation. But it is what it is, and we're happy that things are cleared up. Leon Bailey and the JFF, they seem to be good, and all seem to be well as it stands. So yeah, man, that's how the cookie crumble. Um, a long one, yeah. But big up to, let's be honest, on that podcast, because if that wasn't done, then I mean, this conversation wouldn't have been. So big up to Craig Butler as well and his Phoenix. You know, Craig Butler still supporting, still contending for his Phoenix. And yeah, big up to the JFF. They are putting in the work. They hire new people. So we're still on the bit, watching, waiting and see. And we hope that things will, you know, work out. Things will just be smooth, because we're tired of the mockery of the football. We're tired of the foolishness. We want to see the betterment of the football. We want to see the football at a particular level where it ought to be. You know, we qualifying for World Cup because watching this World Cup is good, no, but for Jamaica not to be there at that World Cup, you know, trust me, it is what you'd call heartrending. Yeah, yeah, man. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? So we should have been there, but it is how the story goes, and we wrote our script, so we have to just work with it. You know what I mean? And we appreciate the support. So we're happy that things turn out, and possibly that's not no, there's no formality in what I'm saying, but information reaching the desk is that things seems to be sorted out, and the situation would have been water under the bridge, in other words. So yeah, man, I saw the things that I saw one the powers that be just go out there and able to solve the situation, and don't bring a public mockery to the thing. We like the approach, and we like that, you know, it was solved. And as was said previously, I think it was Neo who said it, that, you know, manage and the players seem to have a very good relationship, and that would have caused this thing to be sorted out quite amicably. Yeah, and that's what we love about it. We want to see these issues that are out there, they can be solved amicably. You know what I mean? So big up my subscribers. That is a situation where Leon Bailey is concerned. Things seem to be on right footing. Things seems to be solved, all done and dusted. You know what I mean? And some big information coming as well, that the Women's Premier League will be kicking off. The Women's Premier League will be kicking off on Sunday. That's December 4. And where we see where they have two zones of um will be playing or competing. You have Fraser's Whip, Baptist Alliance SC, Olympic Gardens, Springers United, and you have in Zone B, Cavalier, Veer United, Royal Lake FC, Real Mobe. Right? And the venues for these games: UWI, JFF Center, Captain Horace Burrell Center of Excellence, Paul Bogle High School, also UWI, JFF, same thing again, Captain Horace Burrell Center of Excellence, and Wembley Center of Excellence will also be having those games. So it's good to see that female football is back, and the games will be on this Sunday. So if you can go out and support the thing, yeah, man, go out and support the thing. Support the thing. Support the reggae girls or women's football. Yeah. So let me check out what's happening in the comment section. All right, Rajit Manas. Fear Spot, big up yourself. I say a big friend. Silly one, big up yourself. World Cup, nice according to Fear Spot. Gregory Reed, water under the bridge. Good evening, coach. Yeah, man, big up yourself. Gregory, big up yourself. Yeah, man, water under the bridge, man. I saw the thing for set sort out long time. Fresh God, big up yourself. Check. Big up to Fresh Capo in the building. Nitro, big up yourself, Nitro. Good to hear that things are being settled. Yeah, man, I so want these things to be sorted out, you know. Situations like these not supposed to run and not fester and not stay long. You know what I mean? So in a few days, things are sorted out. So you say, no like what going on the football? Yo, World Cup nice according to Fears. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. Lukaku, arguably one of the worst forward of the World Cup right now. What did I say? Romelu Lukaku, is arguably one of the worst striker at the World Cup. And I say that without reservation. Listen, the man had the opportunity, not once, not twice, not thrice, not quadruple, but 5 times. The man had the opportunity to win the game for Belgium. And the boss decided, said, none of that. Don't ask me that. Listen to me, man. Go on home. That is what is happening right now. Because trust me, how on earth Romelu Lukaku missed those opportunities? Oh my God. You want a person of the figure of Reason Boss to just come and say, oh God, oh God. Because that is absolutely and totally tiddlywinks from Romelu. Let me say the man I do, arguably the worst forward of the World Cup. Virgin, I laughed till I week today. I said, then the man don't want to score. These men don't want to score. No, sir. These men don't want to make a change. Make it be the difference maker. No, sir. No, sir. These men are let down, man. Let down. Honestly, let down. The man let down Belgium people. Let down. Me can't understand how Lukaku let down the people them so. Right now, him under pressure, you know. Yes, man. A whole lot of pressure. Ian Anog, big up our friend from Ghana. Big up yourself. Hey, this show is a worldwide show, you know. People from Ghana, Australia, all over the Caribbean, North America. Yeah, man. People from all board watch this show. People from all board watch this show. So big up our African brother. The boss I said Ghana is playing tomorrow now. So we have Morocco through, Senegal is through, and Ian want the Ghana team to go through. Yes, man. I just said reach, man. Ian is begging for prayers for the Ghana team. Trust me. Big up yourself, Ian. Actually, say Lukaku up construction, boss. Hey, me don't know if I Lukaku, something cock and something lock. Because him now look. But trust me, man, it was total disgrace to see the man play ball so and can't score. Empty goal? No, sir. It's serious, man. Very, very serious. Empty goal. Him lock something on him now. One dead shot game. And big up yourself. What your thing about the Japan goal? Wow. That Japan goal there, it's arguably, you know, because you see one dead shot. Tell me which team you support one dead shot. It sound like a German, you know. Before me answer, me have to hear what you say. But people, you can call in. You can call in. The number is there at the base of the screen, 876-474-3538. The phone line is open. We're now wasting time because we don't intend to stay on long tonight. You know, we are really in need of some shut eye. Who are the first person for calling? Caller, good evening, caller.
Evening, coach.
What's up, man?
Respect to you and coach.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Coach. Well, I have to big up the artist named Valiant Boy. I can tell you, sir, I look like science today, you know. One time a man in the 60s, next minute he out. What a day, coach. What a day.
It's like them a play.
Well,
it's like them a play.
I'm for science stronger.
No,
I
don't know science, man. I eat him in the mind, man.
Costa Rica. Costa Rica. We feel it for Costa Rica. Coach, we feel it for Costa Rica. Hey, coach, what are the time the man in the knockout phase? Just like that. Before you say radam, the man out. But that's just the high part, man. But we need to dissect what is happening in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Really and truly. We need to dissect it and then bring it back to our place in Jamaica. But you know, some I really watch World Cup if Jamaica don't play, but the man them have me a watch because the man them are making a fool out of the pundits. And the people them will just Google things.
Mm.
It really requires you to look at how things go. So if you allow me, coach, I just like to look at the Japan result.
Mm-hmm.
In 1998, Japan ended at the bottom of the group with Jamaica, Croatia, and Argentina. And 25 years later, they topped the group with Germany and Spain. Germany have 4 times Germany win the World Cup, or 3 times. I'm not sure if you count West Germany, right? And Spain, recent world champions within the last decade, and they have come out of the group on top.
Near people are crying fall still, you know. Referee not see fall, but people are crying fall.
Yeah, but coach, coach, remember say if you have some flyaway, you know, coach. Remember say I have beer and everything, and a whole heap of, a long time them take a look over the goal, coach. And I can't tell you if it go in or out. I don't know if you could, but certainly
what the ball?
The angle of it, yeah.
You know, me see some angle though, and trust me, I see me can bring it up on the screen. Me soon bring it up.
It's sticky. And the truth of the matter is Japan didn't deserve any less. It's not what they deserve. They were not undeserving of the victory, right? This is the second time they're facing a top 10 FIFA ranked opposition. They go a goal behind. They show fitness. They show technical ability. They show determination. And, coach, remember, say the under 23 side did give it embarrassment in Japan earlier last year, coach. Remember? In 2021.
Mm.
Before, right? So it hurt me personally today. And I have tears in my eye because to know that this team is coming from 2 goals we put past them, Tapa with more 2 goals. And meanwhile, our players are on CVM, you know, displaying their broadcasting abilities, while the Japanese are displaying their goal scoring, their defensive, and other footballing abilities. I think we need to seriously look at what has gone wrong. That a similar sort of football is behind baseball in Japan, you know, coach. Football is not no major sport in Japan. we call it here again, judo and baseball, massive in Japan. But in all kinds of sports, if you look at track and field as well, you know, you're a tracksman. Japan has systematically taken a policy approach to sports. And if you look at relay courts, sometimes Japan want to run up on the Jamaica, even in men's 4x1. They prioritize.
But Qatar, remember me did tell you the other day, you know. Remember you did ask a question then, what me tell you say? Money.
But
and
only
vision.
And the VAR.
No man, but you mentioned that. I mean, there's an amount of luck in football, you know. I believe there's luck in football. But
this is not luck, coach.
Huh?
Luck is where preparation meets. You have ever seen when say proper preparation
prevents poor performance.
Right? So you make your own luck, coach.
Yeah, so them never prepared, man.
Make your own luck.
They were prepared.
Right? They have gone to preparation. They host tournaments. They are active on every FIFA date. Japan is active. Every FIFA date. Right? They prepare the under 23s. You look at it, but if I look at track and field and even boxing, cause you know me at the boxing team, Japan in the smaller weight classes, they are excel. They have world champions. What they have prioritized as a policy is technical proficiency. They focus on technique, so they build technically sound players.
But the Germans are like sports. That, you know, Qatar. That's what the Germans do.
Yes, I'm not saying, and it served them well for a long period of time. Right? They since 1930 something, they never get knocked out in the knockout phase. Right? But I'm talking about Japan now. When they come to relays, coach, they focus. You look at the Japanese. What is the name? Brown. We have Jamaican heritage in father. Jamaican and mother Jamaican.
Yeah, man, Sonny.
But you look at that 4x1, it is the button exchanging and clean button exchanging. Because none of them, the four of them together, they make one when it comes to reaching one final. But when you put the technical execution, that's the word I look for, the execution. So if you look at the Japanese, they're crossing, they're passing, their first touch. Look at all those technical aspects. And maybe me an idiot, but they are technically proficient, coach. Let me talk a lot. Don't want to hear your view and the view of the check out the view of the man them in the comments part. I can see comment. So good. But what's your take, coach?
I mean, I see what you're saying. I still hold true to my point that a lot of money was pumped into this because those technical abilities couldn't. I think they would have probably done some amount of consultation. There was one point where a Jamaican top coach was doing some work in Japan at one point. I think they had some exchange program as well. So I mean, it just didn't just happen overnight. Like you said, a whole lot of work. They had a vision that they wanted to expand, not to just only football, but to sports in general. And you see where that vision is coming to fruition. And it's incredible what they are doing. And
incredible.
Yeah, man, it's incredible what they are doing. Because
coach, you can't beat two top 10 teams with luck, coach. You cannot defeat two top 10 teams with luck.
But there are a lot of conspiracy theorists going around that.
No man, coach.
Spain fixed the match and all of them.
Coach. You and I watch the 90 minutes plus against Germany. It's fitness that the man them use and deal with Germany. They ran them into the ground. Against Spain, It's coaches sheer grit and determination. Two different sides of the thing, you see. You look at them. See the stream here, you put it up, coach. So now jump off the WhatsApp so we can.
All right.
Coach, this could be the best World Cup ever, you know, in terms of group stage. And I'd love to hear the man them in the thing there. If this is the best group stage of a World Cup you have ever seen. Because coach, right now, anybody can go them yard. Anybody can. Man have to book a flight and man have to you can't to book a ticket. When you can't get coach, when you book it, you have a flexible booking. Because if you never book a flight, coach, you're not in a hotel room, you know. Because me, it's a Germany book a flight to leave tomorrow. Because them see what go on. So, two things I want, my bloody, but I don't know if you read the comment, the man feels that this is the best group stage of a World Cup you have ever seen. But I love to hear your voice, coach, and the man in the chat. I love to hear, because this to me are the best they ever seen.
Yeah, man. It is. Some interesting things are happening. Even the decision making, where the officiating is concerned, something unprecedented happening in this World Cup, where female officials are in the middle of the park. So a whole lot of things happening. The first host going to their yard and them yard already without even winning a game. So a whole lot of things happening, a whole lot of things. So people were up for a great time, great discussion, 2-hour discussion. We're already close to half an hour. So big up to Reason Boss in the building. Reason Boss is here. And we want to hear what Reason Boss is saying, you know. Because Brazil are played tomorrow, I think that's why I'm jump on. We don't see me.
But a one man have no work, you know, at the prediction boss.
No,
before
man,
he
no
boss,
good for the prediction, man.
Prediction boss, the
No,
man there, the man
no
there
side not
style.
so good for man. Hey, you see this prediction thing? It come
Yo,
like
now
you're
it out,
doing.
You know
What
this
them
me
call
never
it?
come for it
Stocks.
again, coach. You know this me
And
never
sometimes
bother
you're
come.
up, sometimes you're down, and you have to follow the trend and the waves and all of these things. Don't go on like say, we are no king and no prediction. It up and it down like stocks. What say you, Reason Boss?
CD, Coach Menze, good night. Cataract, can you hear me, Cataract?
I can hear you, sir. It sounded loud and clear, like you're playing a David Rodigan sound or Saxon or Coxon.
Tia, listen, I was so glad. My heart is lifted. This is the Reason and Boss space, and this is a place where we have to get some heavy perspective. I was so delighted that you hung up the phone and have come onto the show. You are one of the people that me want for reason with right about now. Listen, let me give you a look at opening salvos. One, in light of the Neymar Jr. ankle situation, I don't want excessive spotlight being put onto the brother. We need to be clear and call it the glass is half full than half empty. Brazil, I have said on Rich Post Sports, and I say it again here on Coach's Desk, Brazil must suffer. I've said it before the start of the World Cup. I didn't know exactly how deep that would go. Brazil must suffer. You don't just walk over and win a World Cup. You're not going to get the red carpet treatment. Little did I know that they were going to buck up with a bag of injuries. Alexandro Danilo, who played outstandingly well in the opening game against Serbia. I did not expect Neymar Jr. to be crocked so early in the tournament. But this is a Brazilian Seleção squad that is ready. Chiche is ready. And in order to lift this trophy, there's going to be ups and downs. We've seen the big guns, some of them, Belgium, Argentina, suffer. Germany, gone. You've got to suffer. Spain, yeah, man. It's been a bag of that. So I want to be clear. Neymar Jr., hey, lessons are going to be learned. But Brazil, 1962, I point you in that direction. Pele, second game out, injured. Brazil still lifted the World Cup. It was a back-to-back. Cataract, with that out of the way, and with in light of Daniel Alves, I'm going to do something on my own little show just to follow. I'm following the chronicling the life and times of this Brazilian march in this World Cup. Cataract, let's cut to the chase. Let's cut to the chase. Viewers and subscribers, Cataract, I want you to begin this opening salvo. Please, just how far away were Jamaica from qualifying when the long and short of it comes to pass? We've seen Costa Rica, we've seen America, we've seen Mexico. And in light of what we're seeing in this fantastic World Cup with a wonderful group stage, yes, indeed, we've seen the likes of Japan, which you've testified to, Cataract, quite correctly, passionately, and insightfully. How far were Jamaica away from qualifying for a World Cup, bearing in mind the travails and the bag of nonsense that's been endured for years, including right now the Jamaican selection system still being broken with the bag of comments and issues? We saw Craig Butler come onto the show. Cataract, I don't know if you saw the show. You must have seen what's going on with the Craig Butler and the Leon Bailey business and all this kind of thing. I'm trying to see and get a perspective where the Jamaican football fans are concerned, because I want just answer that question, Cataract.
And we're gonna coach, because we have to get all the voices. It have a mix. So coach, here's the thing now. I'm gonna say to you, every time I watch the World Cup, I look for it in Jamaica. So here three things we see reason, boss. Anybody will have passa and rain at them thing, aka Belgium, you got it. So you see the bag of passa where we are carrying on with right now? Take sleep and mark that.
Yeah, man.
Teams that have them little easy man schism at them thing, no reach fur. F-U-U-R, fur. You might reach to a point, but you're not reach the point where you're supposed to reach to. So the bag of easy man schism took down the number 2 team in the world. So take sleep, mark that. All right. Number 2, coach. This thing where this right player business, Captain Andre Blake, may I beg you, please, sir, put it down. I know so a badness work in our world. Go look on Tunisia. 7 man will start the thing, coach. Were born in France. And at them beat France. Okay, they never traverse too far, but you have to have the best possible players repping you. 3, regarding Brazil, as you say, reason, boss. You have to have a deep pool of players, because injury can lick where and clap where your foot at any given moment in the new footballing paradigm. So you can't come with you and your little friend and cumble up. You have to have a deep pool of players to allow Coach Hargensen to be able to carry the strongest squad at any given time, because injuries are a murder, and this is a G-rated program, right? What I learned from Japan is we were focused on selling players from the local club system. Japan was focused on qualifying for subsequent World Cups
and developing their own league.
Developing their own league.
J League is not that bad.
No, coach, please. The J League, no, they know it. Demand them, but they have to have a strong local league that is clear. And other teams have demonstrated that you have to have a strong local league. But you have to coach. The players have to be technically sound. No man can go into the World Cup and a plat ball and a dress and a first touch on the ball gone 5 yards. That no work. Look for Romelu. He never pretty out there today. And I heard some of the commentators, it never nice. Yes, or never nice. If you don't, you have to prioritize the technical skills. And so when I watch the Madden Cup and the Doncaster Cup and some man I go really, brother, that can't take one away. 19-year-old or 18-year-old youth we went to from Costa Rica. I see extol himself to the world today, playing at Sunderland in the championship. Right? That's who I saw. I saw 18-year-old players in the World Cup in this group stage making a name for themselves. Meanwhile, we are go crazy for 18-year-old a player. Manning up. That no make it. That no make it. Look at the German youth.
Musiala, man. But like a was.
And I'm going to go and whoever want vex, no whisper, no bad like Musiala. And they're about the same little age, no whisper. Has a ways to go. He's a good, decent prospect. He's a decent prospect. I'm going to give him that. Satchel, what are you name from Stats? Decent prospect. But at that age, you can't kick ball. Maybe whisper because he's a bit younger, right? But you can't kick ball in a school, brother. A World Cup, if you kick ball. So there's a lot for us to grip. Our local players have to get out of the schoolboy system and into a professional club setup. They have to, otherwise we don't have nowhere to go. We will make it to 2026 because the odds are in our favor. But what will happen 2030? A reason, boss. That's my reasoning.
Catch let me just I heard you loud and clear.
Let me not vape or nothing, you know. These are just idle reasoning. I'm having some mashed potatoes and bangers and mash. That's what I'm having. I'm having a little British dinner. When you hear the plate that click. Because when I'm hungry down the yard, I'm having some bangers and mash. As a matter of fact, it's Savoy. I found a British place and got a Savoy. I love my Savoy. You know? Coach, I don't know nothing about them thing there.
No, man, we know about salt mackerel.
It's not salt mackerel, coach. It's Savoy. You know what I mean?
Hey, salt mackerel, cornmeal dumpling,
yes, sir.
Pumpkin,
yeah, man,
Irish potato, and sweet potato.
I you that, and I mean that too.
We know about Irish, but we know about Irish as chips.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
listen up, hey,
banger and mash.
Now, but make me hungry at this time, you know. I pass 1 o'clock in England, yes, so I don't want hungry, you know. But big up the salt man.
Store, Richard.
Don't. I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna see CD. In your opinion, because more I forget back to Cataract with this, you know. And Cataract said something right at the end, which I thought was a Freudian slip. I'd beg him to take a stock. Cataract used to just suggest that 2026 is almost a done deal. I would say back up and watch the ride as CD's suggest. CD, how far away were we from qualifying for this spectacular event in Qatar, footballing and administrative wise? And do you see any way clearly forward for us to get things into place to launch a decent, reasonable campaign going forward? We've seen Japan. Hey, big up the African contingent. Big up Morocco. Big up Senegal. Big up Ghana. Big up Tunisia. They've left an account. They've left a mark on this World Cup campaign. How far were we, CD, in your opinion, in terms of structure and footballing ability from getting to Qatar? And look upon the technical ability that Cataract was talking about. Look upon the mental, the technical, something from the manager to the players themselves. You don't just turn up and a place and expect because a bag of knives we're going to get somewhere. No, sir. This requires much more. We have to get serious about this thing. CD, sorry, go ahead.
You know, so we can't make it though, but you see the bang around them and the ism and schism that have to stop instantaneously.
Is that really possible, CD? You're trying to give an answer. Because it's a bagger that me I pick up right now about now.
You ask me a question and me I answer you. But you see them bang around there and them ism and schism there. And them are going to stop we from qualifying for the next World Cup. And if we not qualify, if we not qualify, it's going to be more difficult if we miss out this 2026 one.
No, some man have to lift up.
Yeah.
Some man have to lift up like
Cataract. And Richard and the listening audience. You see, if the bangarang and the whole structure not change. And when we say the structure change, we not talk only personnel. Me talk the mindset of these individuals. If they don't decide to say, all right, something got to give for us to qualify, because if we qualify, it benefits all of us. So make something give so we qualify for the World Cup.
No,
Hey,
sorry.
too long people them also find out.
Coach JM, the Costa Cup can't be the start for nothing. The start for what? When you're 19, 18, and you kick schoolboy football and Spain up. What are you named? Gabby or Zabi?
Cataract. I will forgive J-Ham because that is what we have here.
No,
on
coach.
that premise.
No,
On that
coach.
premise.
Coach.
No,
coach.
hold on, Cataract. Hold on, no. We have to be fair in our reasoning and balanced. You understand? I am not saying that the schoolboy football is the best thing to develop players. No. However, it has captured some gems.
Gem?
How they were dealt with, that's a one different story.
Coach, schoolboy football has its place all around the world.
So now that me I say, brother, well, I may finish, I may not finish. That me I say, no. That's why I say forgive J-Ham, because it is what we have. It is true, Cataract. If we're going to have a conversation.
Hold on, sorry. Me I mute my mic. Sorry.
You not to have to mute the mic, man. Just let me talk, man. Can you say a conversation we have? See? What needs to happen is that there should be a link. And I tell you, I think that link is already there, where the schoolboy teams and the clubs, they join forces. And we spoke about that many moons ago in terms of adapting a school and so forth. Because quite frankly, there's no other level of football played at this level. Nowhere in Jamaica, no other football. In the national,
on a point of order, coach, I want to ask you a question.
You don't play nowhere else?
Coach, I want to ask you a question.
Schoolboy, yes.
Remember when we were going to play Argentina?
Mm-hmm.
And some persons were suggesting that Dujon Richards, that's his name, a.k.a. Whisper,
yes,
should have been brought into the national, called up. What were many people saying? Oh, if you go on KC, have match a play. You remember that?
No, it's not. No, it's not. People were saying that.
Remember good.
Me say, I don't think the KC people are going to let him. Well, I don't know if nobody else that said. Sorry. But me did say, I don't think the KC people are going to let him go when he have important game. And I don't think it was the Argentina, it was the Cameroon.
Cameroon?
Yeah, man, the
Cameroon. Yeah. My apologies. But therein lies the problem. So for a player's development to get his first cap for Jamaica, meaning, remember, say, if you want to go to England, they'll ask you, what percentage of caps have you played for the country? Man, I said, no, if you play schoolboy, D-Cup, Manning Cup. So, reason, boss, you see my predicament?
Big time.
It's entertainment. In England, I learned the best players are playing in the PL2 and the playing for the academy. And the what left play schoolboy football. True or false?
Of course, I agree with you, Qatar. But again, I still will say it is what we have.
We have a Premier League, which is a semi-pro.
Qatar, remember, we discussed this months ago, you know, talking about how come the development of football is placed into the hands of a team of principals that falls under the banner of ISA to run the whole development of football. Remember, we talk about them things there now.
Coach, but I go itch for it because I work up.
Mm-hmm.
I go itch for it. But reason, boss, I raised several issues I'd like them answered. I talk about Tunisia and the fact that you cannot be xenophobic. It don't matter where you're born. I didn't even raise a thing, you know, because is Rigobert song of the year and one next youth, Cisse. Me say them money they all over Europe. I look for anybody who was eligible to represent them. Cameroon, who we played, and who have an opportunity to go forward. But Senegal, they were not being myopic. But for none of the countries that I've seen progress have I heard we are here to sell players. That is not on any of them. And I've been reading up, coach, at the first World Cup, a Jamaican player were sure interested. Reason boss, none of them have as their objective for their federation to sell local players. What they have is to qualify for the World Cup, make it out of the group stage, and the last thing I'm going to leave you with.
Well, hold on, Qatar, before you make the last point.
Okay, sure.
Let me ask a question. All of these countries that you mentioned, me like the idea, and I like the point where you make. See? And let me make sure I put in my disclaimer. This is not in support of the clubs and whoever doing this. So let me put in that. It's just a reasoning we have. Because if the narrative is out there, and it is true, possibly only Jamaica do this. Try sell players when people want to go World Cup. You understand? But could it be linked to the fact that these clubs out there are not so much interested in selling players, or it is not their top priority, or it could be their top priority, but the fact of the matter is that they have already on board sponsors, several sponsors, that the mill can run, or the club wheels can turn each year, each footballing year, whether 9 months, 12 months, 10 months. So they will have these infrastructures, these monies to defray costs that comes with running a club. Could it be that our situation, again, is a little bit different, where we aren't able to run the club with the money where we have, and the winning money or the prize money can't even substantiate salaries for a few months? So could we have an imbalance there in terms of how we look at Tunisia and Jamaica?
Okay. What I'm saying, what I see, coach, is that the federations, and I'm talking the 32 countries or how many nations there, understand that you have to first come to the dance. That billions of eyes, billions, millions of people are watching. You know who they're seeing? They're seeing Keylor Navas. Big up Keylor Navas. You're a real big goalkeeper.
For real.
To put some respect on them name. I mean, not style Andre Blake, you're a good goalkeeper, but may I tell you, say levels to the thing, bad man. Because Mr. that man there make some shot stopping today. Favor Superman. I know in our first game, it well sticky on him, but today when things were there, he kept the team in the game. He gave them a chance, a sniff. So I put respect. Keylor Navas is the baddest goalkeeper in a CONCACAF.
Straight.
All of them argue that. Levels to the thing, bad man. Levels to the thing. Also want to say to persons, coach, that those who are talking about age, may have to take off myself to come and jump. But the thing with Haka was that he wasn't really playing thing there. When I did no dash away, so I now go dash away. Mariapa, Anthony Grant, I now go dash them away because I say big man in our World Cup. Tano, there's a place for experience, and all of the teams of Brian Oviedo, them man they distinguish themselves today. You understand? They weren't run off the park. They played that measured game. When it was time to turn on the thing, they turned it on. And for a brief moment, for 5 minutes, they had their foot in the door. Coach, I agree with you that there is a need for a development of local football, 100%. But the two are not mutually exclusive. They must be done in tandem. But if you want to sell a player, qualify for the World Cup and reach out at the group stage, and you won't have hand to sell the players, them coach. That's my view. I don't know if it's a different reason, boss. When name Moises Calcedo from Ecuador, in Valencia, you can bet yourself in either January or in a summer. You look and see how much they change hands for Ecuador to make it out. But just being at the dance and distinguishing yourself, you look and see if nobody now look for a CDM, if they now look a central midfielder, they now look for Moise Calcedo, if I pronounce coach, you're better with the game. But the youth from Brighton, players are going to change hands based on this. You're in the spotlight for 4 weeks, or even just for the first week. But look for them youth, the youth, them are play with abandon. Moose, boy, I mean, I tell you, see the man dribble down the whole field, but then a man said maybe next time he will know to pass the ball. But you have to give for youthful exuberance. So, coach, it's not mutually exclusive. The two things have to happen together.
All right. I'll accept that answer. So the man, they must say, look like you want to talk about Anthony Grant, but nevertheless. Reason boss, what do you think about that question that me asked Cataract?
Look how much stream you talk about. Technically sound. You have to be technically sound.
You do. What's your question, CD? Repeat it, please.
I mean, Cataract was using a parallel between Tunisia and Jamaica. We wanting to sell players, and Tunisia wanting to qualify for World Cup.
No, all the
so
teams.
I was saying it could be a finance issue. Huh?
All the teams.
Well, Cataract, put a pin in it and let me answer the question. What CD raised. Look, it seems clear as day follows night that Jamaica has real challenges as well as opportunities. This whole idea about getting footballers in the shopping window at this stage of their career when it comes to Jamaica and getting into the national team, that seems to be a real bone of contention, and it's a hamstring, it's an issue, it's an issue that is going to be potentially continuing to hold back Jamaican football. Potentially, it's an issue that Jamaica faces because certain people want to make money, and that is one avenue. What we can see clearly from the likes of Tunisia and these other nations, Senegal, Japan, it's a different set of dynamics. Their priorities seem to be placed differently. And the upshot is these teams have gone through the qualification process and have reached the big dance. And they've not had the isms and schisms hold them back to that extent. We've seen the CONCACAF teams, Mexico, and this is why I said Cataract in the comment section is great, and I would strongly suggest that not only you, but Jamaican football fans worth their salt should watch this World Cup and take lessons from it. You're seeing the on-field situation, but Cataract, I know that you're a well-versed man and you've been checking out the backgrounds to some of these teams, many of these teams. What we see is African nations, Africa Unite, Morocco, Tunisia, Senegal, Ghana, operating at a certain level. Ecuador, little Ecuador, reaching the big stage and dropping football. But this thing about selling of players, I was so intrigued and interested with when I heard Craig Butler come onto the show a couple of nights ago with myself and CD, listening carefully as Mr. Butler broke it down as simply as possible. To me, Cataract, would you agree that Jamaica has unique challenges, something also maybe in the DNA, add that to the whole schoolboy system, the fixation, the drama, the fixation with that, plus the fact that certain people just want the money for one reason or the other because of the constitution regarding around the JFF. These situations and these things are cemented into Jamaican football at the moment. How easy is that going to be to break Cataract? Because we're talking about Jamaica need the best players. They need the most technically gifted players. They need players who have been exposed, just like these African players, just like some of these Japanese players. They've been exposed to foreign coaches and foreign influences. They've known what it's like to operate at a professional level, and they are bringing something to the national team's party. We've got the likes of Shamar Boza Nicholson operating in Russia. It's been a fraught situation, of course, with the Ukrainian situation. But the likes of Shamar, when we've got the Kahim Parises operating overseas in these leagues, I would love, as a Jamaican reggae boy fan, I would love to see these players successfully brought into a Jamaican system, national team, where they can get the full support of the fans and the coach and the JFF to produce a worthy Gold Cup, Nations League, and World Cup qualifying campaign. How easy that is going to be achieved with this bag of so business, and with the vested interest, the conflict of interest, quote unquote, argument still raising and raging. I really have my doubts, Cataract. I have my doubts. We need some maturity in this arena. Yeah, you have a call
online. We have a call online. Arden is online. Arden, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man, blessing, coach.
Yeah, man, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, respect.
Bless up.
Yeah, good evening
Bless
to
up.
everyone. You know?
Good night, Arden. Good night.
Yeah,
Contribute, sir.
Manners and respect, my brother.
Yeah, man. Coach, me no dey yard in America, me there, and me no really get much information if me no really listen to the program, them on YouTube and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this gentleman, Mr. Chung, I saw him come on, and he was selling the JFF, you know, and bright vision, and you know, he speak well. You know, what they are planning to do and stuff like that. But I'm still not getting much information, and I'm just wondering if this will be like one of those times when you come out and you speak well, but when it comes down to the action, we get different things, you know. What I want to know, most importantly, what I really want to know, coach, is this. We are planning for 2026. Before we are planning, as we are planning before that for the Gold Cup and the Nation League, right?
Yeah.
What I want to know, coach, is this, because I've not heard anything about this. Yeah, maybe it's early days yet, but what I really want to know, I want to know if we're going a route where we're going to use mostly local player, and or if we're going to go for professionals who are playing in the highest league. And if it's so, if we are going for professionals who are playing in the highest league, right? Then I want to know this: Are they getting in touch with JFF body? Are they getting in touch with these players? I mean, players of the highest caliber. Like we are talking about the English Premier League. I mean, I realize that I don't know, but to me, the JFF can more convince the championship player them more than, or they can convince the top class player them. I don't know why, right? I don't know if these players get them timid or what have you, but I just want to know, all these players that are in England who have one time or the other show interest to represent Jamaica, I want to know, coach, that would the JFF be humble enough to approach these players and to not only approach them or have a conversation with them, but also helping them to get their required documents. So listen to me, whether they are going to use them or they are not going to use them, but just in case, get their documents, help them to get their documents, that somehow, somewhere down the line, we can call upon these players to represent us. And not when it comes to certain important tournament, then we're going to call on this player and we're going to rush things. Because when I see this World Cup going on, of course, and I see all these teams playing, you can realize that these teams are properly gelled together. You can know that there's a body. It's not just individual, brilliance, but there's one unison. You can see it on the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know if Jamaica are going to put themselves in a position where no longer we are going to hear, boy, the team was picked a week ago, or player don't know players, and these are the questions, and I need for people like you, coach, to ask these serious questions. These are the questions that we need answer for. You understand me? So I'm just going to hang up and I'm just going to listen. Coach, listen, I'm pro-Jamaican.
Carla,
Very, very pro-Jamaican.
Carla, before you hang up, I want to say, I think we have to be fair and give the new JFF administration some time to observe what they do. And I'm not going to encourage us not to use all fact to fry them. I am sufficiently convinced that the new coach is looking at all the available, as much of the available talent that he knows of. But I don't think they know of all the talent. But I think he's looking at all the talent. So I think we should be prepared to wait until the Nation League match. I understand there's going to be a friendly that's going to be just before that game, and see how the teams are picked and structured. Look at the under 17 World Cup qualifiers and take it from there. And I wouldn't rush to judgment to see if they have really turned the corner or it's pretty words. But I know that the coach has been reaching out to some players. I don't know all of them, but some players, and let us see. I also agree with what coach said, that we have local born Jamaicans who are in professional leagues, and they should also be monitored and observed and kept a track of them. So we should be keeping a track of Cephas, keeping a track of Shamar, keeping a track of Paris. But you have Martin Davis and other players in Malta. So we have to have a robust tracking system because of how dispersed our players are. And we have to have a robust and transparent recruitment system. And recruitment, coach, is different from selection, because every time you bring up that somebody must do, they say, them not pick the team. Recruiting a player to represent Jamaica is not picking the player. It is making that player available for the coach to make the selection. So the coach must 100% select the team. But I believe that the JFF administration, the government, all of us have a role in recruiting players to come and be interested to play for Jamaica. But recruitment is different from selection. So, Carla, I would give them time, and I would hope that this is a turn and not just pretty words. Right? That's what I would have heard.
Okay. So, okay, I understand what you're saying now. And this is it. I'm not rushing anyone. As I said before, you see, let me tell you something. When you have been, let me use this example. When you have been into a relationship with a woman, who always be cheating, and she come back again and say she gonna stop, and she do the same thing over again. You can't help but to say, boy, this person not change. But maybe different mind, different ideas. But what I'm simply saying that we need it, we need it, not right now. We just want to get an idea if we are going this route, if we are trying to contact. I'm not rushing, because we know that the coach is new and everything.
To support what Ketarak said, I think he answered the question. I think that for now, we think they're on the right direction. Will they uphold whatever they are doing? It is for us to see. So that's the best we can say right now.
Okay.
Because as he said, players have been contacted. We don't know how many. We don't know the conversations that took place in those contacts. You know what I mean? So we have to just, it's a watch and see thing as it stands.
Yes, and the last point before I go, coach. Sometimes we can be our worst enemy, right? And I just wanted to say this to Andre Bilek, if he's listening, please, bro, please. It don't look good. It don't sound good. When you make certain speech or certain statement and you dividing, the team two ways, it don't look good on the outside. And you don't have to, sometimes you don't have to put your hand on someone to hurt them. They can just, make a statement and you hurt somebody. And I just want unity. I just want, as a captain, bro, lead by example. Please, I'm begging you, I'm asking you. Lead by example. I mean, I want you to, just work and put this team together. Not saying anything that is going to, divide the team. But please, I'm just begging you, Andre. I'm just asking you, for Jamaica's sake, for the football's sake, please, as a captain, you help unify the team. Please, I'm asking. And that's all I'm saying. So, coach, bless up yourself.
All right, big up yourself, Ardian.
Yeah.
Beautifully put, strongly put, Ardian.
Yes,
Yeah, man. Respect Ardian. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Bless it.
All trust me life. Yeah, man.
Really enjoyed that call. Really enjoyed that call.
Yeah,
Heartfelt, passionate, and makes sense.
All right,
Light
so the
up,
call them
line
come
again.
in like, whoa, no.
But when you answer the call, what I want to say to the people in the chat, this is about World Cup. This is about Jamaica going to all of us to the games. All of us watch the games.
Caller, welcome. You're live on the coach's desk.
Yes, coaches. What going on?
What going? Are you on this?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Robert, me I look for him from him and Cataract take me and Cataract come for him beat him. I hear from Robert, But where you say Rowan?
Don't get beaten.
Yeah, man.
Cataract, be quiet, man.
You know, but you here to come to a juggling dance and then a man ball say a clash. But I always have my dubs them, so don't worry.
Gosh. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, man. Cataract, big up yourself. Richard.
Yeah, big up, Ron. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Respect, Ron. Come true, King.
Yeah, but you're messing up. You see, with all this back and forth thing with the players, they must say certain things. I may say it a couple of times. You see, one of the things I see a problem. I feel the player them need some closure, brethren. You understand me? It all will happen and say you can start a new page and we move forward. But I feel that there was some hurting, brethren, and everybody a human being. There was brethren. The man them play without pay and all these things and commit themselves, but at the same time there's certain undermining and some treatment with the right. Because me decide to play for my country and forego the pay for a while. At least certain things should be in place. And when you see certain things not taken care of, and all of a sudden they say, oh, we're gonna move forward. No, brethren, come to me as somebody and say, listen, we have done some things, or but whatever wording they want to use. Listen, we have had some mismanagements, and for that we are sorry. We're looking to start a new page, something to give them some closure, brethren. You don't just come and say, all right, forget everything you're gone. We are move forward. And that's how it works, brother. From my perspective, I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist. But from my perspective, we don't feel the right way that's about it. You understand me? Secondly,
so Ron,
with the advent, yeah, man.
Ron, what you're saying is that to take on from my caller there. The woman that cheat and you catch her and she not delete the man number out of the phone, but she tell us she move on. She have a show
Yes,
time.
man. Cataract, that me a top, brother. You understand me? Every one day you say hello, walk on. You're curious. I want to go on if it's just a front. You understand me? There has to be some closure, Bretton. Something, and you say, listen, we're moving forward. But it's like you're just turning a blind eye to everything that happened. All this hurt, all these commitment, all these sacrifices. We just hear Craig up on another program said 13 hours. Me can't imagine sitting 13 hours for a plane, brother. You understand me? 13 hours then get the flu. to Jamaica just to play without pay, you know. At the same time, there are certain other things that still weren't being met. And then it's like you just gonna turn a blind eye to everything and just say, yo, forget about everything. We're moving forward. Me not believe in that, brother. I don't believe in that. I'm not trying to stir up all things, but do it the right way. I bet you, after these utterances by these players, after now, as of now, the JFF will be careful of how they handle situation going forward because they are not cognizant of the ramifications of these things, especially with the advent of the new media. You understand me? I bet you they can't just depend on TV to see them no more. There is coaches desk, there's I am sure, there's LFC. You understand me? You understand? So these things will come to light. So they are now walking on eggshell. You understand me? So I have no problem with people. We can't just, it's full time. We stop sweeping things under the carpet, brethren. It's like you're putting a band-aid over a sore. You understand? You have to dress it and all these things because it will become infected. And it's gonna come right back again. You try to put the coach. Your coach is like a band-aid, you know. You understand me? And it look pretty and thing, and you say, all right. But right beneath it, there's still infection, brethren. And that has to be addressed. But my little 2 cents, my brother, look at it.
All right, big up yourself, Ron.
Rowan,
Him gone,
Rowan,
man.
can you hear me? I'm gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man,
Oh, him there.
Richie.
Okay.
Watch it, Rowan. In your opinion, I'm just listening carefully to what going on the scene, social wise, and amongst the fans. Jamaica and relationships. Jamaica and relationships in general. I made mention of it way back last year, talking about this being careful about how the JFF and how fans and even the players themselves treat each other going down the line to make a cohesive, effective Jamaican reggae boys team. Is it something, relationships, that is easily dealt with in Jamaican footballing circles, or is this a cultural thing? With the isms and schisms and how man a treat, you talk about Jamaican players getting passport, looking about the passport. We're talking about the conflicts of interest. We're talking about the infighting. Is this something that is easily overcome, or is this something that we're going to be faced with and we're going to have to do what we can to mitigate the circumstances? Because relationships, that key word, is just something that is fraught with a bugger luggage where Jamaica is concerned.
Yeah, but I believe culturally we have an issue as how we manage our relationships, whether it's professionally or otherwise. We think we have an issue. You understand me? And a lot of times people magnify some trivial issues. You understand me? However, in this case, I think to some extent both parties, both the coaches, both the administration and the players are to be blamed in terms of the what should I say? In terms of the team not going forward and reaching its desired goals. You understand me? However, as management though, brethren, if the when everything happens in the company, management is the first that should take responsibility. You understand me? If you're in the army, you understand me? The first person you call, I don't know the ranks like that, but let's assume is the general, that those are the persons who are held responsible because you are supposed to put in the necessary things to mitigate against certain things from players or employees behaving a particular way. You understand me? So that is why I am more focused on management because I hold you responsibly. You have the pen, you have the paper, you are supposed to do whatever it takes to ensure that the organization is run in a particular way. You understand me? But culturally, I think we have a relationship with a problem with relationships. But that doesn't mean it can't be managed, my brother. Respect.
All right.
Respect, Rowan.
So
Respect.
we are
Thank
1
you.
hour 15 minutes into the show. I think we can come back to the discussion once a football Jamaica World Cup. It good for me, you know. You understand? So I'm not really a put, but being that we have started this way, I think we need to go back to it where we spoke about the games today. The Costa Rica Germany game was a very, very intense one. I mean, it was very interesting. But for
Coach,
me, me glad say them get rid of the germs. You understand? Because germs is not a good thing to have around, you know.
Lord have mercy.
coach, they have a man. They have a man who come and see here. With
You
always
have
they
a
like
who?
compound. They have a brother, a pilgrim. Where
Get
always they
it
come
right.
for the CVM. The CVM thing they say. But always they don't have fan central. Call himself a Black German.
Mm.
How I know him feel today?
Must go
Yeah,
die himself, you know.
you understand. But coach, I want to say something important.
Yeah.
You see, all these things are interlinked. I watch captains, and I left with a tremendous respect for Luka Modric. And I'm watching
Yes,
the
man.
highlights right now. And the man, you know, coach. There are players in the world that are special. And I yell up Luka Modric. I used to see him from his time at Tottenham at Spurs, and just how he has moved on to Real Madrid
Seem to be a
and
gentleman.
and develop. But that's the kind of captaincy I think we need. Part of it. That's part of the kind of captaincy that we need. Um, but he's really excelled at this in the group stage, Luca, because I don't think he's the superstar on the team, you know, on the Croatia team. And he really, really covered himself, in my estimation, right? Um, and I was mentioned that for the game today. And the biggest thing for me, you know, is to know that there's a thing that people use say gunshot no respect no notch. Right now, people don't respect who your name as name, you know. You have to come play the ball game for 90 minutes.
Yeah, man.
People don't respect your name where you have and you come from. No, man,
And
man,
the Germans really played for it today. Now, what the Costa Ricans, they were determined as well.
they had a
Because
strategy.
they had a big chance to, you know. At
They were
one point, they
they were
went up
qualified for
2-1.
about 5 minutes. They were actually
Yeah.
qualified for about 5 minutes. Listen, watching the Costa Rica coaches, there's cataract viewers and subscribers. Listen, the CONCACAF region. I mean, I remember you guys talking about the Costa Ricans. Never count them out. Their experience, their willingness to fight, their wiliness. Don't underestimate it. To watch the Costa Ricans on the world stage here in England, Costa Rica's name was being called out to be facing the mighty Germans, not a vintage German team, but you look at those players on that pitch. Let me tell you something. If Jamaica were in that position, taking on that German team, and a player thing, to see Costa Rica going toe to toe with Germany and giving them a fight, being part of the bag of drama that was Japan versus Spain and simultaneously Germany versus small Costa Rica. It filled me with a lot of pride. And again, I just had to cast my mind back to Jamaica. And I was just wondering, what are the Jamaican fans?
What if?
Jamaican football fans, what are they making of this? Did they pick up on, as we've talked about, the camaraderie, what it takes to take to the field? Costa Rica took a 7-0 hold that by Spain. And look how the group turned out. Look at how Costa Rica fought back against the odds to defeat Japan, who in themselves beat magic mighty Spain, who still qualified, and Costa Rica, though they went out, they have left their name. Respect, big time.
Yeah, man. That is it.
It's an important point, you know, that when you
character.
That when you go to a tournament, because coach, unfortunately, I believe, and we can move on to the prediction if you want to, but or the new games. If Jamaica they get a 7 in an opening game,
we did.
all hell would have break loose. I don't think we would have come back. Man would have blame local player. Local player would have blame English reject. English reject would have it would have dissipated. I think unless there are lots of lessons for us to learn. That when the going get tough, the tough get going. And Joel Campbell, Brian Oviedo, Taylor Navas, you did the CONCACAF region proud. Remember a long time when I first came on your show, coach, and the players were coming from England, I said to you, CONCACAF on a play pen. CONCACAF is not a playpen. CONCACAF can be a graveyard for many a player. If you
I
come here
remember.
and think it's beaches
Yes.
and pina colada, and
Mhm.
you come here for sip a pina colada and think that's because you're there West Ham or East Ham or whatever. But granted, Mikel Antonio learn quickly and him wheel and come again, and he has been one of us. So I think there's a lot of lessons for us to learn from
Yeah, a
these,
lot
and I
of
hope we
takeaways.
learn them. And as I said, people say we're not talking about the games, but we spoke about it when we started. The games are exciting. We all see them. There's a emotional roller coaster. That's the word I want. The emotion. I saw Costa Rica man almost like him have a gossip, and then 5 minutes later, is like him get a thing say mother dead. I don't know if you saw that
Agony.
fan coach.
The
You
agony
see
and the ecstasy.
No,
The
me never,
agony and
agony
the
hey,
and
I be
ecstasy.
see 2
ecstasy.
games every day, brother.
The head coach, them focus on this man when
But
them
me did,
scored.
I mostly watch the Costa Rica game though, the German
I
Costa
think
Rica.
the man put it, and also something else on the World Cup before you move on. I encourage parents to bring your kids to the Jamaica games, the Jamaica matches. You see how many children are experiencing this, coach?
The World Cup, yeah, man.
The World Cup, people.
Fascinating.
And I think that one or two of those youth will see there in 15 years' time or so, they'll be on the stage because they will not forget this. I don't want to heal up Qatar, even though they have a whole heap of issues with migrant worker, but I think the tournament itself has lived up to the billing.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All
Yeah,
right,
man.
so I predicted Germany to win 2-0. I got it right. Rob Smith 3-0 right. Davian right. Tony Green had it right for some seconds or some minutes. 2-1 for Costa Rica, but it never finished that way at all.
I think
Mr.
Costa
Green are
Rica
easy,
scored too
enough.
early, coach. I think they
Eh?
scored too early. Costa Rica scored too early. The second goal.
Mm,
And they all of a sudden got very open and confident.
yeah.
I
Actually,
think,
it's a 2-0. Cramps was the closest to it, 4-1. You know, so
big up
that's how that
Krabs.
one went.
Big up Krabs.
Spain, Japan, we touched that a little bit. I think the Japanese really put up a fight. I got it wrong. I had Spain 1-0. Rob Smith 2-1. Davian 2-1.
For who?
Only the man, Tony Green,
Again.
actually got it wrong. And guess what? It's not only just a win for Tony Green, you know. It was
Him call
an
it.
exactamundo.
You get the
Where the
Kudela.
fireworks there? Where the
Yeah, man,
fireworks
Tony
there?
Green
Rocks to
again.
what
Leg
is.
of the fireworks, coach. Leg of the fireworks with the Kudela.
Hey, Tony Green, you know, Mr. Underdog. You think him easy?
Hey, Tony
Hey.
Green. Me telling you, so I have to follow Tony Green if you don't want to know. So Tony Green with our next, hey, look like a 2-1 victory then easy for predicting, you know, because Tony Green, he said 2-1 in the first one and he get half a mark for that because them did a lead 2-1 for a while. And then he get the 2-1 for the Japan Spain game. So all in all, everybody depend. No, Rob Smith and Davian a lead. No.
Get it right. As you're tallying up, you know, it's interesting, you know, Cataract, when you said that Costa
Everybody
Rica
get it wrong except Tony Green.
except when you say Costa Rica take the lead too early, potentially. Just check out Japan. I was watching the Japan-Spain game mostly whilst checking in on the German game. Japan took that lead and they held out against the technically gifted Pedro and Gavi and co, the bag of them technical-minded Spanish players for over half an hour, it looked like. Listen, there are levels to this thing. Costa Rica, they did what they did. When you score a goal, you score a goal. Anytime you score a goal, you just go for it and you defend as necessary. Costa Rica, listen, we never expected Costa Rica to be in the same ballpark in terms of our meet in Germany. So that 4-2 result, listen, as you said, Kyler Navas, some of those, the heart and determination of the Costa Ricans, they didn't beg nor lie. They gave as good as they got to the best of their ability. And that 4-2 scoreline, that's a good scoreline, a strong scoreline, and a respectable one for this Costa Rican team. they can hang their head high, hold it high. Sorry,
Hold it high.
absolutely high. And again, I just hope that Jamaican fans can watch this. The world have been watching, and they can say Costa Rica came and they left their mark.
All right, so I have an exactamundo. Davian has an exactamundo. Canada versus Morocco. I said 2-1, so me have to play the exactamundo right away because I don't think I Uno alone I get the exactamundo. Run the track.
Run it.
That's my exactamundo. And that other one goes to Davian. That's Dave. This is now Davian's exactamundo with 2-1.
Well called.
Right.
Well called.
And Rob Smith said 3-2 to Morocco. Tick. Davian with the 2-1 again. Tony Green with 0 wrong. Actually 1-0 right. And Cramps 2-0 right. So, Davian, big up yourself. We got the exactamundo on that one. That game was an emotional game, I believe it would have been for Canada. Because they wanted a win out of this World Cup. They got the lead. No, they pulled back one.
They pulled back. They were 2-0 down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they weren't able to peg back this very good Morocco team. I mean, it's sad for Canada. They are playing good football, but it's the results that count in a tournament as this, and they did not. I think, for me, Canada flattered to deceive.
They didn't put the ball in the back of the net, coach. They didn't put the ball in the back of the net. In that first opening game that they had, they missed some clear chances.
Yeah, they missed
that was a golden opportunity. That could have lit the touch paper.
In the first team, the team that go ahead. Look at Ghana. Remember, for Ghana, they get 3 shots. They get 3 shots per goal and score 3 goals. For the whole match.
I think at the same side of the team there.
No, man. An African team. I think at Ghana. But you have to be efficient in front of goal, coach. You have to be efficient.
God, no man roll over and make the team score.
It's one of the hardest things in football to do, to put the ball in the back of the net. By the way, that reminds me, just a quick question. It just sprang to my mind. Jamaica, if you had to call out 2 strikers or forwards who can put the ball in the back of the net for us going forward, which 2 names come to mind? And if you don't even want to call out the name, just tell me, please, that we have a couple of men, at least a couple of men, who we can rely on and look forward to get the job done and spark our campaign to potential World Cup qualification and Gold Cup success as well. Do we have the strikers?
No, I don't believe so. You're
not pretty tough. You're not pretty this thing up. You sure?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
I wonder what the commenters think.
That's a
the comment is saying Boza and Javan East and also Whisper.
Well, Whisper hasn't played a game against big men yet, so I can't say that. Javon East, I just asked him to just remember them. How would they play again, coach?
Hold on there. Hey, Katarak, I salute you for your diplomatic skills. You have taken a leaf out of Coach Minzy's book, unbeknownst to yourself, sir. Javon East, and your response here. This is one for the archives. Continue, sir. Javon, Lord of mercy.
Coach,
you might read my books, then, you know.
Was it against Mexico? Was it the Mexican game?
No, man.
Was it Costa Rica? Was it Costa Rica?
It's Costa Rica. Where we play football? It's where we play football, man. El Salvador. I think that's where we play football.
I'm picturing a moment in time that you're referring to, but I don't want to belabor that particular point.
Right.
Javon East and Shamar Nicholson and Whisper. Interesting. Go ahead, Ketterer.
I don't look here. When you're looking for a forward to take you somewhere, right? You're looking for a forward that in the highest leagues in the world, would be scoring 20 goals a season.
Yeah.
Right? That's who you can hang your hat on. And even some of those that scoring 20 goals a
Costa
season, like
Rica,
Lewandowski.
playing.
Yeah?
Okay, Costa Rica I'm playing, not El Salvador.
So Costa Rica. So it's Costa Rica and miss the city, man. So I don't see it. I think Antonio.
You're right, Katara. Based on those.
And I think Antonio would be just coming off as an impact player in 2025. Because already for his club, he's been given a diminished role. Right? I think it's better for him because it will save on his legs. I mean, they were running him into the ground. You know, they were riding him for every dollar they pay. So it may extend his career. But that is why, for me, I tell you, right now, I hope and pray that, but I would say people are saying wicked, but we better be talking to Ivan Toney. We better be.
But Katarak, talking to Ivan Toney is one enough. But remember, you just use a very important variable. Somebody who's scoring 20 plus goals per season.
Yes.
This is the second season in the Premier League, right? Right. So I say no more. So
no, that's what I'm saying. No, and I can defend it.
You can't move so fast, CD.
You
can't move so fast with that mic drop business.
Remember, say a speed thing will work with enough.
No, as when I said to you that you have 20, you're looking for 20 goal a season strike, and he has scored 20 goals in a season before. Not in the EPL.
You said the highest league, sir. Remember that.
The highest leagues, but the championship.
No, Cataract. No. You said the highest league. You did not say the highest. And listen, man.
Look here, the championship is equivalent. The championship is equivalent to the mid-tier leagues in Europe.
Cataract, I disagree with you. Even if it equates to that, Cataract, in the country, it is not the highest league. Come on, man.
Okay, my boss.
They're only thing the Cataract, man.
Well, then it look like we're not going to make it then. So we have to go praise Mason Greenwood. It looks like Mason Greenwood, I forgot innocent.
We have a challenge in that. Then we know you admit it. So why you going like you never say it? We have a challenge up there. So people have to go chip in from all angles. I mean, Leon Bailey chippy.
When I looked here for the coach at the youth at Rangers, the 15-year-old, the 16-year-old, Zach Lovelace. Because he has been...
And if I remember Jim son that.
He has been called up to the new coach that has come in at Rangers. The first thing that he did is to promote him from the youth team into the senior team. And let me publicly say, big up Paul Hall. Congratulations on his appointment. But look like the JFF put a label by everybody. I use it now, interim. But it's still a big appointment.
Yeah, man.
Following on from Darren Moore as the second Jamaican international to be a head coach at the second tier in England. So I hope he gets good results. And I hope he can even get the job permanently.
Full time, you know yeah.
Respect.
I must congratulations indeed to Mr. Hall. I must say, I don't know what the viewers and subscribers have been saying. I'll check the comments afterwards, no doubt. But I am a little disconcerted. I'm a little concerned that we're struggling for names of strikers. I don't know if you picked up any more in the comment section other than Boza, Mr. East, and Whisper. Now you've mentioned Mr. Lovelace. We're gonna have to look out, and Coach Heimer, he will be in the hot seat because strikers and forwards who can make a difference. I mean, for me, day follows night. The likes of Leon Bailey, they need to be given a prime position in a Jamaican national team. Premier League players, Championship players, players like Paris, players who can get the job done. And here's a big word. I think we mentioned it already earlier with Rowan saying responsibility. when you're chosen to represent Jamaica and you're on the international stage, responsibility is a big thing. Cataract, you talked about the captain's thing. I don't know if you picked up. Did you pick up on that word, responsibility? Were Ravel, were Mr. Pinnock, was Antonio, were the Jamaican players? Did you get the sense that they were being responsible and taking responsibility? Going forward, we need players with gravitas who know in the big moments, from the first whistle blower to the final whistle, they are focused on the task at hand and are willing to take responsibility. This is what I've seen with the likes of Costa Rica. This is what I've seen with the likes of America. This is what I've seen from Morocco and Senegal. People taking responsibility. Senegal, no Sadio Mane. They've taken responsibility and stepped up and got the job done and left it on the pitch. Ecuador, Ena Valencia, and the rest of the team took responsibility. Win, lose, or draw. Jamaica, we need players and we need fans behind the players and beside the players to be responsible and proactive and supportive, not tearing down one another. Not, yeah, man, step on a reverb on that.
Everybody has to work hand in hand. The other thing in the World Cup to tell you is the importance of fans. Have you heard the commentators mention it several times that they have noted? Because, well, I don't know the feed that you get. We don't get the BBC. And coach, I know you're bridging them, coach. But CVM, coach, you can't talk to them.
Wait. Wait. You want to put out a disclaimer, the CD?
Listen to me. The views expressed by Cataract in this segment are not those of the coach's desk.
No, and I'm just
for point of information, people, this video is sponsored by Denver the Mango Tree. So go out and get that book for your 5 years to 9 years old grandchildren. Son and daughter.
No, get your children to read, man. Come here, son. 30% of the youth can read
on Amazon. Big up yourself. Anyways, Qatar, we're not getting into that because
no, the audio. Like, talk about the audio.
Tricks. I talk about the audio.
Trick. I talk about the audio, man. The audio need to improve.
But you see, and that's the problem, you know. I watched it. I mean, I have the audio problem. So I don't know. So if me go give my opinion, it'll go against what you experience.
The audio and even today they did have some ghosting and them things. So I don't know.
No, I don't hear them something.
I don't know if it's different parts, but
anyway. So
the fans, the fans are important.
Tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us.
Them, the Cameroon fans, them, the Senegal, the African nation fans.
Yeah, man, Africans are always flamboyant and very.
No, them all out. But the fans have been a spectacle. In this World Cup as well. So big up the fans too. And JFF, you need to have the fans. You can't do everything on halfway.
Hey, Brian Jane, big up yourself. Brian Jane said, how many games did Canada win? 0. Man, answer question, Anyways, Brian Jane said, I guess you won't be using your platform to get opposing football people in Jamaica to go back and forth at each other. Thugger, but entertain. You see, you, Brain Drain, you need to figure your bed. Hibernate, Brain Drain, hibernate. But people, Brain Drain, you know more you create for me? Since you are an AI, big up yourself, DS Electronics. I want you to create a facial magnifier that assists the retina in seeing the 8x8 that is on the football pitch, so that you can put it on Lukaku face. The man cannot see. And I also want you to create a compass.
Lord have mercy, easy, we are beating so far.
That can assist, or some magnifying thing. No, not magnified. Some chip that can steer the ball.
Oh God.
From the tip of his boot, his instep or the side.
Oh God,
into the back of the net.
CD means it.
Because Lukaku was absolutely woeful. The World Cup has not finished yet, and in one game, he has become the worst striker of the World Cup. Listen, the man had the opportunity to put his team into the next round to spare the blushes of the golden generation that Ishina rub off a copper generation that they look like. I never goal. Let me be myself. But that match was 2-1 in my favor. It ended up to be a draw. Me get it wrong. Rob Smith said 2-1. Him get it wrong. To Belgium, wrong. At Chile, 1-0 to Croatia, wrong. 3-2 from Cramps, wrong. Listen to me. The man must be devastated right now.
You think you feel any better listening to you, CD? You think I'm going to feel any better listening to you? 31 minutes. I watched the BBC pundits, and when I heard them describing 31 minutes and unfortunate Lukaku, I wondered exactly what they were referring to. When I actually clapped eyes on the chances, Didier Drogba, Alan Shearer, they could not bring themselves to speak as you're speaking, CD. And Lord of mercy.
Roger Brad, please, I beg you, delete that comment there. Please,
yeah, Roger, one of the
No, I beg you.
The moderators, please delete Roger's Grant comment. Don't delete Roger Grant, but delete his comment. Listen, YouTube, I come through them something, I know. Want to behave on yourself,
but outside of that is from a very derogatory place. And
yes.
Me with plenty family, we play football in England. We know what those dark days are.
And what I am saying is pure banter, but Roger kind of take it a little bit far.
No, all me I say about Lukaku is still that the man I say is going to be in the Valiant remix. Back of the class. No,
man. The man is a back of class. The man is a left back.
Bounce check. Coach, the man say, Lukaku a choppy line.
No, man. The man is a left back, a football cataract. The man is a left back, and then put him on forward to score.
The man a choppy line. The man.
Can you believe it?
Listen, Cataract, CD, look here, there's two mitigating things I want to say, and I'm a Brazilian fan. I don't have no problem. These things happen. Scoring is the hardest thing in football to do. Mitigating circumstance number one, the man has not played more than about 31 minutes since around August. The man was rusty.
You turn the pick up team. We do an empty goal. You're a striker, you're supposed to have muscle memory. Don't let me go scientific in the ball game. And in our sports right now.
May I give you the number 2, you know? May I give you the number 2 because
hold on.
Number few.
Big up to Brain Drain. Brain Drain has reached 14 months of membership in the Erudite squad. Big up yourself, Brain Drain.
Respect, Brain. AI Supreme. Number 2, big up yourself, Brainy. AI Supreme. Number 2, mitigating circumstances. Please, viewers and subscribers, CD, Cataract, please be mindful of that mantra, that age-old mantra.
Which one?
You need to be in the position to score a goal. Mr. Lukaku, in those 31 minutes, was in it to win it. He was in the position to have an opportunity to make the net bulge. He did not take these chances, but he was there. He was there. How many games have you watched featuring Jamaica? It's going to come back to haunt us potentially, but it's going to be an area where we as Jamaican fans have to deal with it.
We
need strikers who are in the position to miss glaring opportunities or not. Richarlison for Brazil is in a position to try and score. Gabriel Jesus at Arsenal has been in position. He's battle scarred because he's been in the position, realized that he cannot finish with the aplomb and the natural ability of the likes of Romario and Bebeto and past greats like Pele. It's not an easy thing. Trust me. Watch and watch the ride. Watch the ride.
Hey, hold on, man. Hold on. Me hear you, Richard. I hear you, God bless you. Duckland, me hear you. But the baller want play. No tell me say you're not fit. No tell me say you're rusty. So if you're rusty, turn on your yard. Tell the coach, say, coach, me not think me want go on. No pick me. No come tell me no foolishness. The man get picked. The man, are you going to tell me that his movement on the field would not have allowed him to be in a goal scoring position? As a sick person want to tell me, boy, not play a few much months. Oh no, I talk absolutely nonsense.
Coach, you don't have to even go there with them. Look at Ener Valencia, who is carrying a knee injury. Who in the last game when the man realized him just stay up on the left wing because he realized he can't do it on the inside. So me not let off Lukaku, brother. Lukaku for me is the flop of the first round.
Flop. You know,
the flop of the first round. The happiest man right now is Gareth Bale.
Hey, the man
Lukaku take off the title off
pressure off him. You cannot be a forward, Richard, and Duckland, and God bless, and you get yourself in a position, given your circumstances, that tell me, say, he still have a mind, he still have the pouncing ability, he still have the ability to put himself in goal-scoring position. Not tell me no foolishness.
No lesser player than Alan Shearer.
Now tell me
Blackburn at England. Listen me good.
Richard,
listen me good.
Me I go give you a chance. Hold on. Me I give you a chance. But me nah give Lukaku no chance. At Christmas I come with no and you pick balloon, but he nah get none tonight. You know why? Because he get 5 opportunities to bury. And you see if he get 1, we could have looked upon that. You see if he get 2, we could have looked past that. You see if he get 3, we could have started twisting our seat and murmur. You see, if I did 4, we could have said, no, man, this man is not good. But 5, 1 handful, me nah let off. Your time.
But you forgot one important aspect. It's 5 easy chances.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Hey, Richard, the man have a goal alone one night time.
None of those chances were difficult.
On the post.
None of those chances were what you would call half chances. They were full-fledged chances.
You know that is not true. Cataract. This is the reason, boss. I talk to you now. Watch the ride. Are you gonna look? You're not even looking. I can say I'm looking into the camera now. Are you going to tell me that every one of those 5 chances? I mean, we're getting technicalities. There was one that was fired into him, and he attempted to flick it. That was not a clean gilt-edged chance. Above and beyond that, no lesser player than Alan Shearer.
Was he in the 6-yard box? Was he in the 6-yard box?
He was in and around there. He was in and around there.
So you get in that 6-yard box. That dropping. Else. Come on, man.
No.
It wasn't pretty. It was not pretty sight.
It wasn't pretty. I can absolutely 110% agree. It wasn't pretty. As I said, when I actually saw the chances, I realized that the guys in the studio were being what we could call diplomatic. What Mr. Shearer said, which you might take as being diplomatic, he said, when you've returned from not playing football for months, such as Lukaku, you will find yourself invariably, even as a professional. Now, he may have been soft shoe and soft soap in this, but he said, even as a professional, you will find yourself flat-footed. Right. Boxer style. You'll find yourself in an area, but you will at a moment in time not be as sharp as you would like to be. And that is what
I said, do a man shame him only head and then him only knee.
Oh God. Oh Father God. Oh God.
Oh, the man shame him only head and him bend over and only knee. He can't believe say miss that.
Hey. Coach,
Hold on, no.
me I
look on a goal them. Hey, the man they make video already. Lukaku misses. It did it on YouTube.
Coach,
You think people are gonna let off of that?
it wasn't easy. I am telling you right now, and we can move on, coach, because look here, the three flops for me, the three flop of the first round would have been Gareth Bale, Robert Lewandowski, and what this young man just come and just drive past them like in no speed limit. And Lukaku, the three of them, they flop like Jankro.
But it
was not a pretty sight. It was not a pretty sight. I've heard people talk about his poor first touch, and me I was at different, but I said, boy, but it never pretty. Coach, I just want to ask, who would you say? The question to coach and to think. Who would you say are the top three players who stood out in the first round for you? Reason, boss, and coach. And then I'll give my one. And the people, when they talk and they think, who are the three stand out or the three flop of the first round?
Why you can't you throw that one the far? You have to take my time with that one, you know.
Lukaku,
that's interesting. I want to put in a quick caveat before we answer that very good question.
Before you put in a caveat, I want to start before you caveat going. Lukaku, Gareth Bale, and should I say Saka? I don't know still. I just say that.
You know where you find yourself a Dodo CD amongst the mirth. I dig you know. I dig yourself into a bigger bag of trouble, you know.
Hey, me and a farmer right now.
Yeah, but you act like a farmer right about now because
you see tool, you see the tool? Yes.
Me can hear some agricultural nonsense going with you, you know. You're just a digging up.
You can never call agricultural nonsense.
Let me explain what I have referred to you, because I don't want to denigrate the farmer them. Big up yourself, farmer out there. So. Big up yourself, all farmer.
Jason said, big up Manchester United legend Lukaku. A Chelsea legend. Make sure quickly take that off my screen. Vinny Jr., Brazil is the best player.
Cataract, CD, viewers and subscribers, can we have a word and big up the Canadian strikers and the Mexican strikers who, in your opinion, clearly are above Mr. Lukaku? Can we have a moment, please, to big up the Canadian strikers and the Mexican strikers? Big them up right now. You have the platform to say, yeah, man, big up yourself. Go ahead.
Coach, I think.
So, you ask Richard question and you make him ask him a question.
No, I'm not going to answer.
But it's Jamaican style that ever in history, you know. I try to answer question with a question, you know.
He has failed to answer. So I don't know whose payroll he's on. Look, I couldn't live a land that it suck. But coach, hold on. This is a tip.
I am the reason, boss. Me a reason, and I'll not hear no answer. You know, give me no answer. You have to be in it. I'm gonna know. Oh, you know, call out the Canadian striker, them and the Mexican striker, who you believe are ahead.
Read the boss.
Of the
read the boss. You have to get muted. Hold on, coach. These are the funniest thing we hear since we have watched the program. When the thing reach full time, the man say, Rudiger, I rent Keylor Navas' house in Madrid. Feel like saying, change the lock. Yeah, that World Cup is full of drama. The man say, the first tournament that the landlord has played against a tenant. Pick up the World Cup 2022.
Hey, make Richard I go like him now and laugh here. Hey, people out there, I want you to take note of this.
Fresh
what we're saying on this program is not to denigrate anyone or to put down anyone in any derogatory way. It's all in the fun of football bantering. You understand? So if my son is out there play football and him go and them something there, I see him treatment him I get.
At you?
See him treatment. You think he might get let off? No, sir.
Equal rights. Hey,
What did you say, sir? Don't go
But
there.
who are the
Anyways,
top? You don't answer the question. We have to do it because we must say coach love lock off for 2
yeah,
hours.
man, I have 4 minutes leave. I want the prediction yet.
I mean, I don't know why it's a stranger upon the 2 hours, you know. That question
No,
about the three standout players is a very good question. That can't just answer so fast in the remaining 4 minutes. A very good question,
No,
Ketzer.
man,
I think as your reason.
But listen to me. A lot of people have been complaining about the whole 5-hour shows and 4-hour shows, because for the watch back, some people don't want to watch and they don't know this timestamp on them thing there. You understand? So if we run something, sometimes it will go over the 2 hours. You understand? But we have to put a cap on it or a lid on it to ensure that the thing go a particular way. People can watch a 2-hour show and enjoy it same way. We don't want, from time to time we inject some little fun and laughter. That is acceptable. But we're not gonna go 6,000 hours on them something there, because, and remember, say people have them livelihood as well. Them work if you go in at the morning and all of these things. You understand? So we have to be as diplomatic as I am. Yeah? In every aspect.
Coach, we have to somebody don't work.
Lord God, me just say people work. And you say summer we not work.
You say that the
that
morning,
come in,
coach.
Cataract?
So what do we work at night, coach?
Eh? you have a whole day for sleep.
Nah, we used to 4 minutes. You want me for sleep, coach, and football around.
Okay. So you manage your time. You can't get 1-on-1 naps in between, man.
Cat naps.
I'm glad
the game them cut down for the 4 game per day. Because that is
man, it's wicked, man.
It's been a bonanza. I've thoroughly personally enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting up and knowing there's a game England time 10 o'clock, another game at 1, another at 3, another at 7. That was beautiful. Right about now. I mean, let me quickly answer them three names to look out for as players of the tournament thus far, and it's not set in stone. One of them set in stone, Casemiro, central midfield defensive player. That is what you want to bank and take that home and deal with that. Absolute class. Watch the ride with Casemiro. Second, Luka Modric. You've mentioned him in captains. The way he has, as a senior player, humbly, hardworking, with technical aplomb, driven and supported this Croatian team through a very tricky team group that's seen the demise of Belgium and Roberto Martinez thrown into the deal. Luka Modric, I say, respect you for his performances. And the third one, it's a Hail Mary. Marcus Rashford, the hug that he received, hugs that he received from Gareth Southgate as he came off against Wales. My Lord of mercy, he saved Mr. Bales. He saved Mr. Southgate's proverbial bacon. I believe it's one that you know. I believe it's one you know. Man United, yeah. Man United.
Okay. And I'm scored a free kick, no.
That's the said one.
Okay.
Coach, there was some good pick, coach. Who are your 3, coach?
Hey, me like Modric. I like Modric. Me like Casemiro to mention.
If you're going to mention CDM, you have to mention Tyler Adams for the United States. He has been a boss.
I might pick your pick, brother.
No, man.
Casemiro and Luka Modric along with Pulisic. Pulisic inspired his US team to where they are now. Me no see Pulisic a place of a Chelsea. Although him always hurt. But when him play, me no see him so. The man lead from the front. And we could have still go for more, because you have some young baller like Musiala. Man, you have Sane, you have Gnabry. You have a lot more. But them 3 there, yeah.
Good picks.
We could add Kylian Mbappe in it too. Man, inspire the French team to. I want to look at thing, man. But Cataracts asks for 3.
Yeah, man. So respect to the man, them, and the people, them. So, coach, you for your prediction time. But it's nice to celebrate the people, them. And like I said to you, the winner of this World Cup is the World Cup. That's the God living truth, because it must be a bookie's nightmare.
Cataract, 2 things. You've not given your 3, or I didn't hear your 3.
Yeah, first, we like Bruno play too.
I've not heard your 3 yet, Cataract. Please, it would be lovely to hear your 3. Secondly, I wanted to find out from you, when you see the likes of Belgium and Germany being torn down and beaten by the likes of Japan and Saudi Arabia overcoming Argentina, these upsets, does it make you feel that this is a quality World Cup, or do you question the caliber of those supposedly bigger nations?
No, what I think is that there was a time when I just started watching football that a man would say to you that Brazil could have bring 3 teams to the World Cup, and then 2 of them would have played in the final and the other one would have reached the semi-final. The gap between the more established footballing countries and the minnows has shrunk considerably, especially over a tournament. Maybe in a 1 game, but over a tournament, the gap has shrunk considerably. I think a lot of that has to do with technology, and I don't think we have mentioned that people studying game tape and looking at passages of play and all kinds of things.
Is it technology or coaching?
Combination.
No, I'm going with technology first. That there's a lot of analytics that goes into it. The quality of the coaching, except for Martinez, has to be highlighted. The changes, it's really been a tournament of good coaching, particularly the African.
Cisse?
Yes, they really not looked shabby. So I think it's augurs well for world football for me.
You mentioned the technology, but say it properly. The thing with the technology is that in recent past in the World Cup, without these technological advancement, you'd have had referees siding with the bigger name teams because you'd want to see those teams advance.
I didn't want to say that.
Well, may I say it? And it might not be like probably a deliberate thing, but it comes off that way. So they aren't able to do it now. Even though when the record check, at the same referee, they're going to make the decision, But because of what is in front of them and the world is seeing, they have to make the right decision.
In the stadium too. It comes up on the big screen in the stadium.
Yes, so they have to make the right decision. You know what I mean? So you're right with the technology thing, and also coaching as advanced in such a way. I don't know if it is your system versus my system, how we manipulate it, the pieces that we have. Can I make it work to counteract or to dethrone your system? So a whole heap of things happening in this World Cup. And it's good to see, like I said, the so-called minnows are actually stating their claim and playing some football. Let's jump into the... we soon make your 3, Cataract, because more on us finish off that. So we have Cameroon versus Brazil. I need to look at the group so you can see and make your decision. That is Group
G.
Group G. Let me put it up on the screen there so you can see it.
Well, a lot of the coach resides as to whether Brazil will decide to do like France and rest a bunch of players and having already qualified.
Yeah, there's no way Brazil cannot go through.
Right. No, man, they qualify already from 6 points. So the question is whether they rest players and not risk injury. But
additional injuries.
Yeah, man. Additional injuries. Thank you. I think that the French result might frighten some teams who would have thought to rest players because nobody wants to lose. So I would say 2-1 Brazil.
2-1 Brazil for Cataract. What you say, Rich Poe?
And I have to say big up. Is Abubakar?
Yes.
Been a
Big time.
And
big time.
We saw how he bossed the game against Jamaica when he was on the field. And he got up and went for the World Cup, and you know what I mean? And it's a long-standing soldier in African football.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect. Wonderful goal. Wonderful goal to bring his team back to 3-3 in that game. Fantastic effort. Fantastic substitution. I think Brazil. Look here, Brazil. As I understand, Chiche is looking not to ring the changes wholesale. I think the likes of Jesus might get a start instead of Richarlison. Rodrigo is going to continue. Casemiro is going to be there in all probability. There was a word on the street that Fabinho and Gomares would start, but I think they will only be limited. Thiago Silva and Marquinhos are set to start in the heart of the defense instead of the likes of Juventus's Bremer, who's not had too many appearances. On the basis of that, that's the key. Edison might get a game, of course, for Man City. And the basis of that central defensive system, strong. I don't expect Cameroon to score a goal. If they do, I'd be delighted. But Brazil want to make it 3 from 3. I'm going for Brazil. I'm going for a 2-0 to Brazil.
Yeah, that's my pick to 2-0 to Brazil. Duclan is saying 3-1. Patrick Riley 2-0 Brazil. Tony Green again. I think Cameroon need to go in all out. 2-1 Cameroon. Fresh God 2-0 Samba Boys. Rob Smith 2-0. All right. Actually 1-0.
1-0 could work as well. Yeah, man. I don't expect Brazil to lose this game, though. Chiche is on a mission. I think these guys, they know the caliber that they've got. They know what's at stake, and they're on a mission. They know they have to suffer. I don't think a defeat is something they want to entertain. This team is simply too good and too focused. And this is going to be, by the way, as far as the reason bus is concerned, a litmus test of the resolve and the intention of Brazil to not let the Neymar injury, to not let the Danilo and Alexandro injuries hamper their progress. All eyes focus. France lost a little focus. That 1-0 defeat at the hands of Tunisia, that made me smile a little bit. They called on Deschamps, called on Mbappe, called on Dembele to try and see if they could get something from it. They thought they got something from it with the Griezmann disallowed goal. I think that was a sign of potential weakness going forward. But France, I think I'm still looking forward to seeing them, shall we say, later in the tournament, meeting the Samba boys, who will be turning to men, hopefully.
The man them still appeal the result, brother. The man them take it personal. You know what I mean? They have lodged an official appeal.
I saw me here. I didn't see too much wrong with the goal, but initially Griezmann was offside, from what I understood. Initially in the movement, he was offside. Whether it's a secondary movement in terms of the ultimate goal being scored is another matter. But they listen. That team, France, is a big time team. They are the reigning world champions. They were on a mission. It's not a good look to lose to Tunisia, but on the bigger picture, I'm expecting them to sail through against Poland. Poland will get a good, rude awakening at the hands of Kylian Mbappe and company. But we will see.
Second place, Switzerland versus fourth place, Serbia. That should be a good one. Switzerland will want to cement their spot. Serbia still believe that even though they are in fourth position, they stand a chance. What say you, Reason Boss?
What
Pick
does
your
Switzerland need? What does Switzerland need to get that second place? What result would they need?
Oh, Switzerland, they just need a
Yeah.
draw.
I'm going Switzerland. I didn't like what Serbia did to Neymar personally. The fact that they were 3-1 up against Cameroon, home and dry, the way that they allowed and the way Cameroon came back at them and got through them. I think that Switzerland mentally are in a better position despite the talents that Serbia clearly have, Mitrovic and so on. But I'm going for Switzerland to take that one. And the draw will be enough. I'm going for Switzerland 1-1. They'll go through. I'm saying go through. 1-1. Call it a draw.
But I want too much long talking. 1-1 Victoria Secret.
boy. I'm going with a 1-0 victory for the Swiss.
I don't know if it's a pandering or pandering.
Everybody go for a draw this up. Me I try to be different. Rich
No
Pool,
problem.
Cataract, Rob Smith, actually, all I said draw. No, sir, me I go for something different.
No problem.
Mitrovic, you were getting an honorable mention if you flap at the tournament, brother. So you don't do well. You do well. Try and score a couple goals. So,
All right, so we can move on from that one. Ghana, Uruguay. This is gonna be the other group H.
Hey, big up that
Ghana
game in a
is in
CD.
second position. Uruguay at the foot of the table. I believe Uruguay will be coming out swinging because they have nothing to lose and they have everything to gain if they beat Ghana. But I believe this Ghanaian team can handle the business. So, what say you?
Uruguay nil.
All right, Cataract say Ghana. Remember, I said something that flopped to, you know.
Nunes.
Darwin Nunes, you know.
Lord have mercy. Da lose. I da win, I da lose. Lord have mercy, da win.
Cataract say what? 2-0 to Ghana.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man. Big time thing. That would be a massive result. Remember, they've got history, you know. They've got previous history. Mr. Suarez with the handball. I'm not going as bold. Yeah, man. There's going to be a bag of people watching that game. It's going to be a passionate game. I want Ghana to win. I've been disappointed with Uruguay. Ghana have left their mark, and I wanted to make a hat trick for African teams going through to the second round to join Morocco and join Senegal.
Nunes and Nanez. No Nez.
I tell you, hey, may I ball out another draw, you know?
Ball out a draw? How much?
I'm gonna ball out again a 1-1 draw. It's gonna be tense. I think that Ghana can score. Hold on. By the way, if Uruguay win that game 1-0, which is conceivable, who would go through?
If Uruguay win 1-0, them are gonna jump them, you know.
That could happen. That
if
Uruguay
South Korea beat
Portugal,
they would have jumped them too.
Listen, this is going to be a group just like this Croatian and the German something, you know. It's going to be a hell up in all of that group, you know. Trust me, very difficult to call. Mega Ghana 1, Uruguay 1, and I don't know if that's going to be enough for Ghana. It's going to be exciting. I don't know what's going to happen, but God willing, God knows, Mega be glued to those matches. When I call for,
I think Uruguay will score, but Ghana will outscore them.
Wow!
Edge them 2-1.
Wow!
So they are going to 2-1. Them are going to broke them ducks. Uruguay.
Come in. Respect.
I have to say, Reason Boss. That is, I don't know why you just draw for that tune, but that's one of the first dub plates I ever had. Pinchers. Hell in Harlem. That time you used to have 4 tracks on a dub, along with Bandolero. I tried to draw that against the great David Radigan, but I got whopped.
All right,
Man.
so they went into a nostalgic moment there.
Coach, I think no. There's something I want to big up because I keep bigging up the World Cup. I want to big up VAR.
Oh,
I think VAR have redeemed themselves in this World Cup. 'Cause in the league, certainly the EPL is just coming for a torrid time. But I think it's really stood up, and I think that is to do with the quality of the referees in the VAR booth.
Exactly, in the World Cup, because they would have selected the best from the world, you know.
Right. I also want to big up the all-female refereeing team.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. In the Germany game, Costa Rica,
The
respect.
Germany-Costa Rica game. I think they got all the calls right.
But they're referees. They should be able to do that.
No, of course. Only
Referees are
referee
making minimal mistakes nowadays.
No, of course. You have some referees make some big blunder. But I wanted, so I'm giving the ladies their respect. It is a great day for football, great day for gender balance and gender parity. I look forward to seeing more of it as our game that we love. You know, it's really long in coming. I don't think you'll have women referee in a heavyweight world champion boxing match.
But Cataract, you made mention of the VAR getting it right.
Yes, sir.
Same referees that make the decision, you know.
No. Sometimes the VAR gives a call.
The VAR will indicate to the on-field referee if him signal a goal. So you need to come and check this because they saw something.
Yeah, but sometimes they give a decision that it is so obvious, and that they don't send the referee to go and call it. Right? But
I think it's like penalties and some other little things. But offside rule, the referees no need to do that because them have the technology to do that.
Right.
So we can look at that one. But most of the times, the referees go over to look on the board. They are the ones that make the final decision. They are just prompted by the team to go and take a second look because there might be something that you missed. I mean, sometimes it's all because of how the rule is interpreted, and sometimes I'm wondering if the footballing fan really understand the rule of the game. And that is something. So if you're a real football fan, you need to go IBDA. So I saw it name, and check out the 17 laws of the game. It's very intense. Read upon it so you can understand what the referees really have to know and more. So when you see the referee make a call, you understand why you call.
So I'm looking in the Japan game where for example, when the goal is the VAR that reviewed it. They didn't send the referee over to go and look on this.
Yeah, because of the goal line technology that is there with the ball.
So, coach, so they are positive. The all-female refereeing team, lots and lots of positive. The field them look good. Good playing surface. You know, we have to big up all of those things. And no violence. There's been no reported hooliganism. And you have some of some main political thing. You had Iran versus the USA. You had Wales versus
But hold on, the Cataract, you're gone in some things where we not finish the prediction yet.
No, we're predicting them, but I'm just saying I keep dropping these things in, tidbits that people remember. That this is the World Cup that has had some very tricky fixtures. Iran versus the USA is a politically tense.
You know why I thought them something here? Because I named up on the show them before, And that's why I thought these things.
I have to catch up on. Wait, phone. You take call.
Robert.
At you.
Coach, I notice I'm not call for the World Cup.
Me know, so you not call. I think I'm from World Cup or from the Cameroon game, you not call. But hold on the little bit. I'm from the Cameroon game, you know, call. I'm call you tonight and you're forward. You hide the 6-0 and what we are going to go on down there. You hide.
I watch.
I hope you hit the like button, you know. I hope him hit the like button before him call.
Yeah, watch the show, but you don't want to forward. Eh? Me know what me call you out, you know, call the show. And tonight, yeah, call the show.
Coach, because he's not Jamaica, they are World Cup coach. We can't but discuss other country and start. God know that. Jamaica my thing still.
I did some my thing.
Road boy, but the World Cup, I gotta tell you, the World Cup street.
We are fan of football, as I said the other day, you know. We are not just
fan of Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
That's why I believe in programs still in the coach, but otherwise, you know, I don't really have to say about the World Cup still, you know.
So what you call for now?
Yeah.
What is the input?
Plus I call a yellow people and then.
Okay. You just push out the head.
Yeah, but I make no know so we still there. We still go on this same program. I'm cataract my friend, don't worry yourself. But there.
Alright, but G.
Alright.
The ultras, man. Big up the ultras, them.
Rob, may I have to ask you, Rob, are you optimistic? May I have to ask you, him can't just come in. Rob, you optimistic about Jamaica joining the big party down the line?
Yeah, man, now we have to ask someone. We see. I don't start with it's just that we need to start give this coach some chance, you know, to go and do him thing and try to give some time. Because we really see what happens is like a whole heap of little controversy just come up all the little Bailey and Bailey thing like with the all that ain't necessary again and all that little stuff. I don't know what. I don't know what cause all of them stuff. I don't know if I whisper them I try to promote or what. Because if whisper for in the team, he might go in the team coach. So why everybody everybody has to bring up some little drama? No, that's how the team make a thing flow because see what I go on now. Next year, if man now go good with us, run with people, we don't want to wait till it's too late to run with people. You understand? We just want them just low the team, make a thing flow for a little while. Give this coach a year or 6 months or something. But give him a little chance, make we see what go on. Remember, we play them when we pick next year for the Nation League and we want to see how we do in the Gold Cup. You understand what I say? We can't take you all for drama we are coming back again.
Yeah,
we go to with coach. Coach, we go to a whole heap of the coach.
Yeah, man. And you know, but I can't talk about it tonight, you know. After me I enjoy this Lukaku 5 misses, you know. Now, but I can't bring up back this in the boss, man. If you talk about, if you go on like you want to bring up me, I just cut the call in, brother.
No, I told Richard asked this.
Me know, next time I answer Richard question.
Left the man alone. It's World Cup related.
Hey. You didn't feel the same like how me feel away from no say 25 years ago. We beat Japan 2-1. And then Japan come and top the group containing 2 former world champions. I feel away, I feel hurting. I feel hurting, brother.
I mean, man.
No blame you. Real talk.
Big time.
Real talk.
Boy, I'm
for better dog.
Yeah, man, with the other World Cup, man.
We have no excuse.
We never want to go there. May I tell the cat?
Remember, hang up and call if
Australia gone through. Australia gone through. Where football is like the number 4 sport in Australia. Because they have a thing named Aussie Rules Football.
Rugby.
Aussie Rules Football.
Aussie Rules Football.
Netball bigger than football in Australia. That if you know. Netball. Cricket.
Rugby league.
In Australia.
Cricket.
Rugby league.
Rugby league. And then little way down the thing you have football. Really. Football a minor thing down there, so brother. And you know, you have surfing. You have surfing, you know. You have surfing down there with big and large, you know.
You now go back to the argument again. Me say I go and cut off a whole on no.
Yeah.
South Korea versus Portugal. All that game I look. Portugal leading, South Korea in third. They still have a chance as well.
South Korea in third. Some people say that dead rubber game.
Then Asian one they
Yo,
can
man,
run still no.
Nah, still with no.
Yeah, man, big up, Robert.
Bless up,
yourself.
bless up, Rob.
Yeah,
Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up.
Bless up all shots. Bless up all shot. Bless up all shot. Of course, this is the sticky one. To me, this is the sticky, icky. This is stickier than sticky. The sticky insect stuck on a sticky bun. That me I tell you. It's not fun. I want to predict, but then I want to run. I like earlier, I don't want my woman give a bun.
One new book that, for giant the East Indian mango tree, something that, sticky bun business, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, man.
So what you say, Qatar? Give you a scoreline. That one was tough for me for real, for true, I don't know if you predict that one.
It's sticky, car. Let me tell you what. I haven't watched any match with South Korea, So I don't know how
run like Japanese them, man. With
son play.
My play good, man. Better than one in the attack now.
You see, this is a terrible, man. This is a terrible. What Portugal now? Ronaldo not playing or ease up.
Will they rest some players? I think they'll rest some players.
That's a consideration. I believe they will.
And it might cost them.
I believe they might rest.
Ronaldo not take the risk.
You sure?
He want to leave records, He want to score the most goal in a World Cup.
He missed that glass in one. Match. You see that header? Did you think he scored that header? I couldn't believe it.
Score what kind of header, man?
Jeez, some peace.
I'm not even going to answer for Pierce Morgan. Why you so lie? Why you do it, bro? Why you do it? The man, I will for goal. The man say, yeah, I feel like
hey, me see man all a zoom man put one year strand on the ball, man. Man,
Coach, I think that is the second funniest moment for me at the World Cup. That one is on the landlord and the tenant today. But that one is funny. Coach, me crack up and laugh, man. Man say, all sweat come off for the man and the sweat. Big up Ronaldo, brother. You want it now. You want it.
I'll share him out.
People.
Rich Bone, give him the score, man.
I'm saying Portugal are going to take this one. Korea will huff and puff, but some of those talented Portuguese must find the back of the net. I want Ghana going through, so that's a bias on my part. So by any means necessary, Portugal, Lord have mercy, 1-0 Portugal.
Coach. Me want to hear what you have to say, coach.
Me I go with that upset,
Bust it.
Leg of the bird.
What y'all call CD? Upset? Oh.
Oh, it's been that feel my stomach a while ago. Just not check,
Well, Dr. say he's injured.
A good thing me not call out the score because me have a change of heart.
His hairstyle injured from the header or a whiplash? A whiplash in
Hey, me have a 3-1 Portugal,
What a change of mind. Where that come from?
3-1 Portugal.
A good old beating, good old fashioned beating when Korea want that.
Wow. I think that going to happen still, but that 3. Me I put the 3-1.
May I put a caveat?
Yeah, put it down now.
If Ronaldo plays,
What's right now?
And
Hold
he
your
never play.
seats.
And he
Hold your
never
seat,
play.
viewers and subscribers. Hold on to your seat. Katsiraka coming with this caveat. If Ronaldo plays,
And he never
yes.
play.
nil
Watch
draw,
it.
coach.
Hey.
Nil. None of them now go score. But go.
That never happen. Whenever Asian come
What the fool
press,
like? What the fool like?
you see when these Asians come and press the Portuguese and get one in at the back of the net, they are going to get back. They are going to want to score back.
Portugal is a tournament side. Remember I told you that before the World Cup started, I told you that Portugal is a tournament side. They know how to navigate tournaments. Right? And they're even doing this without Jota. You know? And I think there's one other influential player that's not there. You know, but they have experienced defenders, man, Portugal. So I think Miller. A draw.
Okay. All right. Miller. So that's where the prediction ends. And
so the long and the short of it, it looks like Ghana could, according to us, end up going through, which would make it a fantastic World Cup thus far for the African nations. I mean, wow, that would be.
They started off very slowly, very poorly.
They did.
And people had a lot to say. That's why they say in a World Cup, don't shut your mouth too quick. A whole lot of reporters, a whole lot of pundits. You know, I mean, although they were just reporting on what they saw, but I mean, the African, they really came out the gate. They were left in the blocks, but they have Kantar and Kitaway, and they think so. It's just for Ghana to do it. Andre Ayew, your time now. As the elder statesman, you carry Ghana on your back. Let's see if you can carry them through. You know, we've had great Ghanaian Tony Yeboah and those man them from those days from Leeds United. So you know what I mean. But we want to like our man like Callum Hudson. How do I feel though?
No. But more you answer a question where Richard did ask you. Your top 3 players them.
Which is very difficult.
First round so far.
I would have to say Casemiro. Tyler Adams. And I'm looking for a striker that come there. I think we're in a tournament where a lot of people came and flopped. You have to put some respect on Mbappe's name. So, but Mbappe and Richarlison, you have to put respect on. But Mbappe, edge Mbappe, because I believe that he came with a big weight around his neck. And I have to give an honorable mention to Junior Valencia. In that striker position. The Polish goalkeeper stood out.
Chesney.
There's 2 penalty saves. So I'm going to take out Tyler Adams and put in Chesney as a goalkeeper, and Mbappe and Casemiro. Road. So the badness go. Also, I have to give a hat off to Harry Kane. He's become the assist boss.
3 assists.
And of course, Marcus Rashford. I know some of them watch the 3 Lions them carefully. But big up to the Jamaicans who have been, you know what I mean? Or those of Jamaican heritage who have been doing the damn thing.
Hey, Big up to everybody who came out tonight, people. More, I'm gonna go check out Dexter's Labs, you know. The man have a burial ceremony.
Oh
Belgium
God.
and
Oh, Dexter.
Germany. So, man, I go check it out, you know, because I know some of the boss, you know. Big up Dexter's Labs.
Respect Dexter. Respect Dexter. I will definitely go. Is it on
Big up.
YouTube already? Is it on YouTube?
I don't know if it's on YouTube, but it's on Instagram, Dexter's Labs. Go check it out. If you have
I want to
Instagram,
check it
follow
out.
the youth and watch it. So
Next
people, big
lab,
up on yourself. Big up to
we need-
Rich Paul.
we need to hear what Tapper office about. We need to hear what Tapper Belly office about the World Cup in the Dexter's Lab. But I like how you retire the coach, you know. 4-4-2 records.
We big up to the reason, the Tiddlywinks reason boss. You understand? Big him up. Big up to
Respect.
Cataract.
Respect.
Reggae Grand, of course, we can juggle reggaeton. What do you mean if we can juggle reggaeton? I'm to you.
All right.
Send the funds on. We give coach a 10%.
big up to the people in the comment section. You know,
Every time.
Without you,
Every time.
The thing would be nice, you know. So we have to show a lot of respect to the viewers and the subscribers. Big up to the persons who also watch the stream and they just watch it. They rather to stay anonymous. And we appreciate that anyhow. You know what I mean? Big up yourself. Thanks to all those who touch the like button. And if you have not done so, please go ahead and do so real quick. It looks something like this.
Free and easy.
And remember, this video is brought to you by Denver and the Mango Tree. We're promoting reading for the 5 to 9 years old. Yes, grandchildren, son, daughter, nieces, nephews, godchildren as well. And if you have
your neighbor,
buy a book for your little neighbor, man. You know what I mean? And if you're a teacher as well, you just buy it for your students, them, and have a discussion, a literature review, and everything on it. You know what I mean? So big up yourself again. Really appreciate it. And of course, it continues tomorrow night where we at the weekend. Triple treat are gonna start tomorrow, and the football are gonna get nicer because Brazil are gonna play.
Coach, I look forward to a crime-free day in Jamaica, a murder-free day.
Yeah, brother. Really and truly.
Peace and love.
Yeah, man. So bless up everybody. Thanks very much. Just continue to allow the community to grow by liking, sharing to your friends and family. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the Coach's Desk. And all Jamaican vloggers out there. Because, we are turning up the heat, And I'm talking HEAT because some people have some different thoughts in their head. But big up yourself, people. Stay safe. Until next time, peace.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.